Hey folks, this is Kalani. I've been seeing and hearing so many bits and pieces of information being thrown around about patch 7.1.5 and Nighthold, some of which have been quite interesting, while some of it has been just plain wrong. So let's have a chat about 7.1.5 release date and how it will affect when Nighthold will unlock. The first thing I want to say is Nighthold will release without a patch. It's ready to go right now, it just needs to be unlocked. That means Nighthold doesn't coincide with the 7.1.5 release entirely, but we can use it to make some educated guesses based on what Blizzard has already told us about their plans. Nighthold is also not going to be 7.2, and has nothing to do with 7.2. I've seen this particular piece of misinformation way too many times over the last few weeks, and honestly it's baffling. 7.2 has been announced and is the Tomb of Sargeras patch. We won't be seeing that for at least another 5 to 6 months. Hopefully that clears that up a little bit. So let's pull all these strings together and come up with a decent educated guess. 7.1.5 brings us class changes, balance tuning, Mists of Pandaria, time walking, micro holidays, and a few other bits and bobs. The class changes part is very important because Blizzard has stated they will not make sweeping changes to any classes mid-raid tier, which means 7.1.5 will not release during Nighthold progression, so we can safely say 7.1.5 will release either before or a few months after Nighthold unlocks. We know Nighthold is currently slated for January 17th, and we also know the Nighthold encounters have been tested and balance tuned with the 7.1.5 changes, so we can cross out the 7.1.5 after Nighthold theory. Patches happen on Tuesdays for the US, so we have 3 more Tuesdays before we hit the 17th, the 3rd, the 10th, and the 17th itself of January. I seriously doubt they will drop 7.1.5 the day Nighthold releases, so the 17th is looking a little less likely. I would think if we ended up with the 17th being 7.1.5, then Nighthold would get pushed back by at least a week. So that leaves us with the 3rd and the 10th. The 3rd is tomorrow, and we haven't had any announcement of the patch, even though it has been downloading in the background downloader of the Battle.net launcher. We usually get a week's notice for these kinds of patches. The 3rd is also the first day back to work for a lot of people due to the 3-day weekend. We haven't had any updates to the PTR in a while, so the launch version may be quite a bit ahead of the current PTR version, which means we have no time for any more testing if the patch hits tomorrow. Honestly, it just seems as unlikely as the 17th. So let's have a look at the 10th of January. It's a nice sweet spot. It gives us a week's heads up. If the announcement goes out tomorrow, we can test a few more bits and pieces on the PTR just in case they need to hotfix anything just after launch, and it's a week before the Nighthold release to give us time to adjust to the class changes, and it provides 2 weeks of data for Blizzard to make any changes for Mythic Nighthold release. It's almost too good to be true. The 10th is where I would put my money, but if things go wrong, we might see 7.1.5 a little later. If the release is pushed back, I would say the 17th is the latest it could be. This would push back Nighthold by at least a week, but nothing else really crazy could happen. I don't think we can go much later though. The 24th seems too late because the first micro holiday is on the 23rd, which is the Anchorage Remembrance Day. The micro holidays are new in 7.1.5, and I don't think they'd want to wait a few months for the next one to come up just so they could test the system. The Anchorage holiday was also one of their most fleshed out examples when we first heard about the system at BlizzCon, so I'm pretty sure they want us to experience this one first. So to sum up, we're probably getting 7.1.5 on the 10th and Nighthold on the 17th, as long as nothing goes drastically wrong. If something does happen, I doubt we'd see it later than the 17th, so fingers crossed we only have to wait 1 more week. If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.